Hey, Trip Kramer here from tripadvice.com, and sitting next to me is JT Tran, America's #1 dating coach for Asian men. And he is at the ABCsOfAttraction.com. I'm actually gonna put a link below this video so you can check it out. And we're talking about one of the biggest mistakes that foreign guys make when it comes to dating, and specifically we're gonna talk a little bit more about how to date American women. And I know that there's a lot of foreign guys who come to America and they're like, hey, I want to date some American women. I mean, do you see that a lot?
Yeah.
Is that a big request of Asian guys and Indian guys? And
well, I mean, they want to have the right to date whomever they want without kind of any kind of sexual discrimination. I mean, my students want to date like Asian women, black women, Latin women, white women. They want, I mean, they're here in America. They have the right to marry whomever they want.
Yeah, they want their choice.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I find that that's one of the strongest desires of men is, you know, guys who watch this channel, they want to learn how to be able to date the women of their choice. Because I think there's a lot of guys who don't believe that they can just be able to attract many women. They think they're kind of stuck with a certain type because of who they are. Right. Do you see that insecurity a lot?
Well, there's a lot of different factors that go into like Hollywood and like their family and religion and like their own kind of internal beliefs that just create this kind of like vortex of misunderstanding that's like, oh, I can only date Indian girls or Asian girls or like fellow foreign girls, when in fact, like, you know, there is a way to, if you're foreign, date American women.
Right.
Which is like, you know, no offense, but it is kind of different from when you're like a Caucasian guy. So
why is it different?
Well, I guess like the #1 mistake that I see like foreign guys make, right? I'm obviously Asian, so I teach a lot of like foreign Asian students, is they are too polite. Now, I don't mean like polite is a bad thing, but it's like they're too polite. And what I mean by that is they're filtering their actions and their conversation with a woman. So instead of being like authentic and genuine and talking about what he wants and what he's passionate about, he decides to kind of tamp down on his personality so he's less authentic. And there's this like, oh, because I'm foreign, I might be a little bit ashamed of it, so I won't talk about my culture, when in fact, if you're passionate about your culture, you can draw people in. So don't be too polite. Polite is good, all right? I'm not saying be a douchebag. You can be like a gentleman seducer, but don't be so polite that you filter your thoughts and your actions and your culture.
Yeah, it's like, it's fake polite, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's the typical, what I always talk about as the nice guy mentality is you're being overly nice and accommodating in such a way that's not truly who you are. You're just doing it in a way which is kind of manipulative to get something from someone, right? So it's not them being authentic, it's them putting on some sort of show.
Exactly. I mean, what I tell my students is, if you're gonna go up to like an American girl, whether she's white, black, Latina, go big or go home. Because you want to introduce your real personality, right? And so if you're being polite, you're not gonna do that. So I always tell guys, like, being honest and authentic is the best way to go. So if you see an attractive girl, literally go up to her and go with like what we call like a direct style. Like literally tell her she's beautiful, or I saw you across the street and I knew I would like totally be kicking myself if I didn't tell you that I thought you were cute.
I think that guys have the wrong idea of the meaning of what polite is. You know, they'll see a girl and they'll think it's not polite to go up and approach her. And has nothing to do with being polite or not. You know what I mean? It's like, you are allowed to go up and spark a conversation with a stranger. Now, polite all depends on what you say and how you say it. If you go and you start catcalling a bunch of girls,
you don't want to holler.
Yeah, and you're just saying really obnoxious things. Well, now we're not being polite, right? That's where that ends. But I think that guys, like you're saying, especially foreign guys, might be a little bit afraid to push the boundaries and just being comfortable with who they are, and they take a step back in order to somehow balance that out and thinking that's going to work, and it doesn't.
Right. Again, you know, you want to introduce your personality, and the first way to do that is go up there and say, hi, my name's JT. Like, if you're trying to hide your personality, if you're basically trying to do what works in the motherland, it's really not going to work here because of gender equality. It's not like, you know, there are arranged marriages or anything like that. You are supposed to actually introduce yourself to a complete stranger. I mean, that is sort of like the norm once you're an adult and like in the workforce, right? how else are you gonna meet people? It's not like, you're gonna get like an arranged marriage or something like that, or like, get a mail order bride. You are supposed to like go up and introduce yourself to like a woman on equal terms. And the way to do that is to show your personality in a very big way so that you defeat the stereotypes that might exist in sort of like her dating cloud.
What is one technique or something you do for your clients when you're coaching them to help them get out of their shell and become more outgoing and less polite?
Great question. Obviously that's multifaceted, but what I find is I want to work with them and I introduce like this technique called like P squared, where it's both mental and physical. So there was this study done at Harvard where if you did certain power poses, like a high power pose versus a low power pose, the idea of basically like taking up space, and this applied to men and women, you introduced more testosterone into your system, which meant you were more energetic, more confident, more assertive, more bold, while lowering the cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So basically you just feel better, right? And so you can do that. You can do that for 2 minutes, and what starts happening is your brain starts secreting testosterone and starts lowering your cortisol, right? So you have a positive effect. And you don't have to believe me, just start doing it. It's like, it's science, it's science. It's just gonna start happening.
So it's doing a pose like this where you stand up straight and then...
You can stand up straight, or you can be like sitting down. The point is like, essentially, from a biological point of view, I believe is like the act of like stretching your muscles, right? It just starts doing that to your brain. And so that's one physical thing that you can do. And the other thing, right, is what I call confidence priming, all right? You prime your mind because your body doesn't know the difference between fear and excitement, right? It is the same physical symptom.
Yeah.
It's just the story that you tell yourself. Are you telling yourself a good story, a confident story, or are you telling yourself a bullshit story? So imagine some really positive moment that made you feel really good, that made you feel pride in your accomplishment, whether it's personal, romantic, or professional. It doesn't matter. What matters is how you frame the feeling about what you're about to go up to, because you might think, oh, talking to a girl is scary, but then you imagine like how you accomplished something that was amazing, and so you reframe and you take that energy and you change it into from fear into excitement. So now you're reframing your mental state and you're introducing a more physical, positive state. And then that makes it a lot easier, more effective, because your thoughts will affect your actions and you'll be more effective talking to girls. So that's called P squared. Power posing and confidence priming.
JT, man, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing some of your knowledge. Guys, if you need coaching, and it doesn't matter if you're Asian, Indian, or white, whatever race, he can help you out. He's amazing. ABCs of Attraction. I'm going to put a link in the description below, so check that out. Check him out, and thanks for being here, bro.
Thanks, Trip.
All right, see you in the next video.